Okay, 3.6 homework, we are multiplying matrices. So first thing we need to do is identify our dimensions. So how many rows do we have and how many columns? 1 row and 3 columns. So we have a 1 by 3. And what about the second one?
3 by 2.
A 3 by 2. Can we multiply these together?
Yeah.
Yes, because the insides are the same. And what's our result going to be? 1 by 2. We did this one in class, so I'm going to skip it. So let's look at number 2. What are the dimensions of our first one?
2 by 2.
A 2 by 2, with 2 rows and 2 columns. And what about the second one?
2 by 1.
A 2 by 1. So can we multiply these together?
Yeah.
Yes, because the insides are the same. And what's our result going to be?
2 by 1.
A 2 by 1. So we're going to have 2 rows and 1 column in our answer. So I always like to draw what my answer is going to be, so I know I'm looking for 2 numbers here. I have 2 rows and 1 column. So let's go ahead and multiply our matrices. So we're going to start with the first row, first column. First row, first column, that's going to go in our first row, first column spot. So what do we multiply first? So we multiply the first number and the first number, so -4 times -1. And then plus, we move on to the second number times the second number. So 3 times -1. So that's our first row, first column. Now we move on to the second row, first column. So what are we going to multiply first? What do we multiply first, guys? -6 times -1. And then we add, so first number times first number. Then what comes next? -1 times -1. Alright, now let's solve this out. So we have our first number here and our second number here. And we only need 2 numbers. So we're good. So we just need to work out the math now. So we have 4 times -4 times -1, which gives us what? +4 plus, what's 3 times -1? -3. What is 4 plus -3? 1. Awesome. So that 1 goes in our first row, first column spot. Now we move on to the next one. So what's -6 times -1? 6. And plus, what's -1 times -1? 1. What's 6 plus 1? 7. So our next number is 7. So is our answer a 2 by 1 matrix? Yep. So we know we did it right. Any questions on this one? Anybody in here get it right? Good job. Alright, let's go to number 3. What size is our first matrix? What are the dimensions? 2 by 2. We've got 2 rows, 2 columns. What about the second one? 2 by 2. Can we multiply these together? Yes. And what's our dimension of our answer going to be? A 2 by 2. So our answer is going to have 2 rows and 2 columns. So 2 rows and 2 columns. Alright, so let's work it out. We start by multiplying our first row and our first column. So what gets multiplied first? 5 times -2. What do we do next? Awesome. -1 times -1. So remember, we're only looking at what's highlighted. We don't touch anything else other than what's highlighted. So we multiply the first number times the first number that's highlighted. Then we move on to the second number times the second number that's highlighted. So -1 times -1. And remember, in our first matrix, we move in rows. In the second one, we move in columns. All right, let's go to the first row, second column now. So first row, second column. So now we're only looking at the blue highlighted stuff. So what gets multiplied first? 5 times 5. What do we do next? What do we do with that -1 times -5? Add them, right. So we add the second number times the second number. All right, let's go to the next. So now we have second row, first column, which is going to go here in our second row, first column. So what do we do first? 3 times -2 plus, what's next? -4 times -1. All right, and then what's last? Are we looking at the first or second row in our first matrix? Second, and then the first or second column in our second matrix? Second. So second row, second column. What do we do first? 3 times 5 plus -4 times -5. Now we just need to work out all the math. So what's 5 times -2? -10 plus, what's -1 times -1? 1. What's -10 plus 1? -9. And the next one, what's 5 times 5? Plus, what's -1 times -5? And 25 plus 5? $30. All right. What do we do next? What's 3 times -2? -6. And -4 times -1? 4. What's -6 plus 4? -2. And then finally, our last one. What's 3 times 5? 15. And -4 times -5? And what's 15 plus 20? 35. So now we got our 4 answers. We just need to put it in our little 2x2 matrix. So we have -9, 30, -2, and 35. Anybody get this as their answer? Good job. Ready for number 4? Alright, let's go. Here we go. So, we have another 2x2. So we have a 2x2 here times a 2x2 here. Can we multiply these together? Yep, because the inside's the same. And what's our result going to be? A 2x2. So our answer is going to be a 2x2, so we're going to need 4 numbers in here. So let's multiply it out. Remember in the first one, we move in rows. And the second one, we move in columns. So let's start with our first row, first column. What do we do first? -2 times -5 plus negative 5 times 2. Alright, now our first row, second column. Negative 2 times 6 plus negative 5 times negative 4. What's next? Second row, first column. 5 times negative 5 plus negative 5 times 2. Awesome. And then last, what do we do? Second row, second column. So what's first? Plus negative 5 times negative 4. Awesome. Alright, now we just got to do the math inside. So what's negative 2 times negative 5? 10. Plus, what's negative 5 times 2? Negative 10. So what's 10 plus negative 10? 0. On to the next one. What's negative 2 times 6? Negative 12. What's negative 5 times negative 4? So what's negative 12 plus 20? 8. Alright, now the green one down here. What do we do first? Negative 25 plus negative 10. What's negative 25 plus negative 10? Negative 35. Alright, and last, what do we got? 30 plus 20, which is 50. Now we just gotta rewrite it into our little matrix here. What comes first? 0, then 8, then negative 35, and last 50. Good work. Anybody else get this as their answer? Anybody on Zoom? You still awake?
I'm here.
Oh, thanks, Gabriel. Okay, at least we got 2 people on Zoom paying attention. Any questions so far? Alright, let's look at number 5. What are the dimensions of our first one? A 2 by 1. We got 2 rows and 1 column. What about the second one? A 1 by 2. Can we multiply these together? Yes?
Yes.
And what's our result going to be? A 2 by 2. So we're going to have 2 rows and 2 columns in our answer. So it's going to look like this. Alright, what do we do first? First row, which is this way, first column. Remember, in rows, you go like horizontally. So if you're going down the row of the movie theater, you move sideways.
Oh, so if it's like row and then column.
Yes.
Okay.
So row, sideways, column, up and down. It always, in the first one, so always here you deal with rows, always here you move in columns. So you're always moving in rows and then columns. So even though our row is only 1 number deep, we still move in rows. And we still move in columns. So what gets multiplied first? -5 and 1. We only have one number here, so we're not adding anything to it. So we can just move on to the next. So next we have our first row, second column, which goes in our first row, second column here. So what gets multiplied next?
-5 times.
Awesome. -5 times -6. Where do we go next? Second row, first column. So what do we multiply next?
2 times 1.
2 times 1. And then what's last? 2 times.
2 times -6.
Awesome. 2 times -6. Now we just got to work out the math of all of these. So we have -5 times 1, which is what? -5. What's -5 times -6? 30. What's 2 times 1? And
2.
2 times -6?
-12.
Awesome. Did anybody get this as their answer? Awesome. Good job, guys. Any questions on this one? Alright, number 6. What's the size of our first one?
2 by 3.
2 by 3. What's the size of our second?
2 by 2.
2 by 2. Can we multiply these together?
Nope.
Nope. So what's our answer? Undefined. Awesome. Good job, guys. Anybody get this as their answer? Good. Alright. Number 7. What's the size of our first one? 2 by 1. What's the size of our second?
1 by 2.
1 by 2. So can we multiply these together?
Yes.
Yes. And what's the size of our answer going to be?
2 by 2.
A 2 by 2. So our answer is going to have 2 rows and 2 columns. So remember, in our first matrix, we move in rows. In the second one, we move in columns. Alright, so what do we do first? Awesome. First row, first column, so 4 times -4, which is what?
4 times -4.
What's 4 times -4?
-8.
Negative
Or,
16.
-16. Yeah.
And then what do we do next?
4 times 2.
4 times 2, which is what?
8.
8. What's next?
6 times -4.
Perfect. Second row, first column. And what do we get? Negative 24. And then last,
6 times 2.
6 times 2. What do we get?
12.
12. Anybody get this as their answer? Good job. Alright, last one, number 8. What's the size of our first dimension?
2 by 2.
What's the size of our second? Can we multiply these together?
No.
No. So what's our answer?
Undefined.
Awesome. Good job, guys. Alright, so I'm going to post the review for your test now, so you guys can spend the next 20 minutes of class working on it.